Right now on Denver 7 News at 6 a.m. Police need your help to get these kids home safe. New details on their disappearance and drive through Colorado.
Overnight, condemnation from around the world on new reports of war crimes committed by Russian troops. The White House's new warning.
Plus, getting you an earlier alert in an emergency. Another metro city considers signing up for a service through FEMA.
I'm Denver 7's Veronica Costa, and warnings just like this were used in Boulder for a wildfire 2 weeks ago. Why not everyone got that evacuation notification?
And the Denver Nuggets aren't slowing down for their last week of the regular season. With another win under their belt, the team prepares for the playoffs.
Hopefully we're gonna even go a step further and be even better.
And they just hit a new franchise record this weekend. Nikola Jokic doing what he does best.
Just putting the team on his back, I know, yeah.
Good morning, I'm Micah Smith.
And I'm Brian Sanders. You'll want to get outside and enjoy the weather today. Kind of a jump ball, we'll call it, on the weather this week. A little up and down.
You're right, that's a good way to put it.
Yeah.
Right now we're looking at a gorgeous start to our week. There is still a little bit of cloud cover out there this morning. That's going to clear up. More sunshine expected this afternoon. Definitely a different story down south where we have some snow from the Sangre de Cristos, even from parts of southwestern Colorado, and then stretching east, rain and even a few thunderstorms just to the south and east of Pueblo. We're going to see some dry conditions here, a bit of a chilly start. So on your bus stop planner, it'll be mid to upper 30s. Your kids are going to want a jacket early on, but by the time they get home, it's going to be jacket-free weather. We'll see some low 60s between about 2 and 3 o'clock, mid to upper 60s for highs today. We've got Denver at right around 67, Platteville 68, Boulder, you'll be in the mid to upper 60s as well, 40s and 50s for the mountains. Now tomorrow, it's going to be a little different. We're tracking a chance for some rain and snow, definitely seeing snow in the mountains and a few showers down here. Also the winds, that's going to be a big issue on Tuesday. Details on that, Jason, coming up here in just a few minutes.
We have some new problems, unfortunately, and let's start up north before going out to the east side of town. For you folks coming out of Loveland, Fort Collins, we have a huge traffic jam. This is just happening, a rollover crash. The first responders haven't even arrived yet. This is southbound I-25 right near Berthoud, and you can see it's in that construction zone, in that curve area where we've seen several crashes, unfortunately, and this one is going to get worse before it gets better. So think about alternate routes if you're coming from the north, from Loveland, Fort Collins, and you usually use I-25, head south into Longmont or Denver. Take a look at the drive out to the east side of town. We have a crash on that eastbound side of I-70 right here at Chambers. There's just a bad merge in there from Air Tracker 7. You can still see the left side is blocked. They have the truck up on the tow truck now, mostly. It should be out of here hopefully in the next 10 minutes, and until then, we're still going to see these traffic jams remain with that left lane blocked. So if you're driving to the airport, take a look at the travel time. It's already up 10 minutes from what it usually is trying to get through there. It's also affecting northbound 225. So that's a good spot, at least for the next 10 or 15 minutes to avoid for right now.
All right, thank you, Jason. Well, there are disturbing new images that show just how dire the situation is in Ukraine.
Ukrainian officials are accusing Russia of committing war crimes in Bucha, a suburb northwest of Kyiv. New video shows bodies lying in the streets. Some victims had their hands bound, and others were shot at close range. Bucha's mayor says hundreds are buried in a mass grave. Satellite images show a 45-foot-long trench near a church. Secretary of State Antony Blinken called the images a punch in the gut and says the U.S. is working to document any potential war crimes. Ukraine's president says the evidence will be considered by the UN Security Council tomorrow. Last night, President Zelensky appealed directly to all Americans in a video at the Grammy Awards.
Tell the truth about the war on your social networks, on TV. Support us in any way you can, but not silence.
After Zelensky, John Legend performed a new song, Free, with Ukrainian musicians, including Denver-based Susanna Igladon, who plays the bandura, a Ukrainian folk instrument. We have her story right now on thedenverchannel.com.
Making sure you know when there's an emergency sooner. Today, Aurora City leaders will discuss using a new system that sends fast alerts to your phone. Denver 7's Veronica Acosta joins us because this is similar to what was used during evacuations during the in-car fire in Boulder County, which felt different from the Marshall fire.
It is, and hundreds of people got those evacuation alerts when the NCAR fire started. Now cities across the metro are starting to get serious about these exact kind of notifications. Today, Aurora is going to be discussing a brand new one. So that exact system, it's called Integrated Public Alert and Warning System, or IPAWS for short. It was used for the very first time, like you mentioned, when that NCAR fire sparked up over in Boulder County. When the NCAR fire, or rather, here's how it works. IPAWS allowed trained and authorized staff within the Office of Emergency Management and those 911 communication centers to trigger that electronic notification to all cell phones in a geographic region when a life safety event is happening. These alerts, they're really similar to those Amber alerts we get on our phones. The alert system is special because it doesn't require you to sign up for them. But here's where the issue lies. Because IPAWS uses those cell phone towers, the messaging is much less precise than if you went up and signed up for it. Anyone whose phone pings the relevant towers are going to get one of these alerts, even if you're outside of that area being impacted. So it's a known issue that officials say is unfortunate, but it's hard to avoid. Aurora City Council, they have plans to discuss implementing this system during a meeting today. That meeting is set to happen at 6:30 this evening. In Denver, I'm Veronica Acosta, Denver 7.
Thank you, Veronica. Take a look at your screen here this morning. Police need your help finding these two missing children out of Wyoming. They were last seen with their mother, who does not have custody of the girls. Officials believe Alexis Roth is traveling through Colorado with the girls on her way to Texas. She's believed to be driving a 2009 white Dodge van. Officials are also looking for this Colorado inmate. They say Frank Elliott walked away from the minimum security federal prison in Littleton Sunday morning. He was serving a 6-month sentence for drugs.
Tomorrow, there will be a rally at the state capitol raising election security concerns. But county clerks who oversee elections say your vote is safe. Denver 7's Christian Lopez joins us live. Christian, clerks say they've been through 2 years of increased hostility.
Yeah, and they're asking for proof or simply asking them to stop making these claims against them. And they came together for a press conference Sunday. And during that meeting, a group of county clerks said that they have endured 2 years of false claims from conspiracy theorists. They highlighted the real life impacts and dangers that these claims have on the community. And among the speakers were Republican Weld County Clerk Carly Koppes and Denver County Clerk Paul Lopez, who is a Democrat.
The biggest message is, again, we are putting this demand that they are acting in good faith, that they do come and bring us not just the reports, but everything, all of the data that they analyze, all of the affidavits that they have, anything and everything. Bring it to us, and we will make sure and give it its fair due in an investigation.
And they also told me that they've had to spend thousands of hours answering questions from the public about these claims, but still they're dedicated to making sure that they address any concerns with the community. Live in Denver this morning, I'm Christian Lopez, Denver 7.
All right, thank you, Christian. At the same time, some county clerks are facing accusations of spreading misinformation. The most prominent being Mesa County Clerk Tina Peters, who will be at tomorrow's rally. She's currently facing charges related to tampering with election equipment and the leak of sensitive election information. Despite this, Peters is running for Secretary of State against Jenna Griswold. Colorado's GOP leadership have called on her to end her campaign. The Secretary of State is also investigating Elbert County Clerk Dallas Schroeder after voting system hard drives were copied and distributed.
March Madness wraps up tonight with the last two teams standing for the men's national title. 1 seed Kansas will take on 8 seed North Carolina, which knocked off Duke in Coach K's final game in the Final Four. Tip-off is tonight at 7:30 in New Orleans. On the women's side, South Carolina is your new national champion. The Gamecocks beat UConn last night and dominated on both ends of the floor. Aaliyah Boston, the Women's Player of the Year, finished with 11 points and a team-high 16 rebounds for her 30th double-double of the season. It is South Carolina's second national title. The Denver Nuggets are coming in hot for the last week of the regular season.
Yeah, they beat the Lakers in LA Sunday, 129-118, and Nikola Jokic is making his case to be the league's MVP again. He had another huge performance with 38 points, 18 rebounds, and 6 assists. They've won 4 of their last 5 games with a franchise record 25th win on the road.
This was an important road win. We've been a great road team all season long, and this being our last regular season road game of the season, it was great to get a win.
I think it was a collective, like we all collectively played really good today, But hopefully we're gonna even go a step further and be even better.
Know what we have to do to clinch one of those top 6 seeds. We talked about it before the game. Everyone's on the same page. We know what we got to do. And obviously, just late in the year, you want to be playing, obviously good basketball, trending in the right direction, going into the playoffs.
There are 3 more games to go, all at home at Ball Arena. The first is tomorrow night against the Spurs. The team moved up to 5th in the Western Conference standings, a half game ahead of the Jazz. Now, Lisa, it was hard to wake up this morning, but the Nuggets made it a little bit easier with the way they're playing.
I think you're right. Yeah, it's going to be fun to watch. We've got not only great basketball, but now baseball, the home opener on Friday. Take a look at our alerts. We have a number of high wind warnings and watches going into effect here within the next 24 hours. It's about to get really windy. We'll take a closer look at that on our Super 7 Day, and I'll show you how things are going to cool down through midweek coming up.
I know, my little girl kept calling him Yoki. Hey, Yoki, look, there goes Yoki. We have a good drive going on for the west side of town, but it's the east side of town that we're still dealing with this crash with that truck. Went into the wall there. They're just about to leave here in the next minute or two, and we'll have all eastbound lanes of I-70 by Chambers open. The traffic jam from Peoria will get better. We have a huge crash up by Berthoud that's affecting you coming in from Fort Collins and Loveland. Details on that in just a minute.
Do you already have plans for your tax refund money, where most Americans say they'll spend theirs?
And let's go Rockies. Baseball season starts Friday, the new high-tech way you could see pitchers and catchers communicate this year.